A very good evening from the Perth Hockey Stadium at Curtin University. It's round 3 of the Men's Premier Division, and Curtin University are about to do battle with Old Guildford Mundaring. Both teams, well, they're looking to get off to a really good start to this season. Curtin lost their opening game but won their game midweek, whereas Guildford have lost both of their opening games, conceding 4 goals in both of those games. But we did manage to catch up with players from both sides before the season got underway, just to see what their thoughts were. And first up, we're going to hear from Curtin University's Patrick Lawther, followed by James Norton, the captain of Old Guildford. Well, Patrick, obviously a shortened season this year. Is that going to work to Curtin's benefit or otherwise?
Yeah, I believe so. We've got a bit of a young team this year, so must have been pretty fit and healthy. A lot of them live up in the hills, so they've been running down to the deli every morning to get their milk and that. So yeah, most of them are looking actually pretty fit this year, which is good.
And you've got a new coach this year again, so has that seen a real shift in the mental attitude or fitness at the club?
No, I've almost been around the club for years now, playing his role, and now he's taken a step up to be the head coach, which is good. The vibe's been really good as well, so I think, yeah, it's interesting times coming forward, and I think it'll be pretty positive as well.
If we look at you last year, you were a good side going forward, just leaked too many goals at the back.
Yeah.
Have you been working on tightening up the defence?
Yeah, definitely. That's one of our key points this year, what we need to focus on with our defence. And we've got some new personnel coming. We've actually got 4 new keepers, I think, that's come into the club now, which is good. So, yeah, it's a real strong focus moving forward. Yeah.
You're only allowed to use 1 a game, you do know
Yeah,
that.
I know that, but who knows what's going to happen with the injuries and all that. So, yeah, we should be pretty good moving forward.
And obviously with the shortened season and no relegation, do you think that's going to give you the freedom to almost express yourselves and actually be able to execute those new defensive strategies?
Yeah, definitely. As I said, with the shortening year and obviously, I suppose, a bit more leeway what we can actually do, we're going to develop our young quite early and see how the year plans out. I suppose defensively, we're going to have some new key personnel moving into that position as well. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes, I suppose, yeah.
Have you thrown down any targets for the year, like is finals on the agenda?
Yeah, we got a bit of a 5-year plan. At the start of the year, we kind of said, look, because we've got such a young team and some key personnel coming in, we're like, look, let's make a 5-year plan. We didn't really have one before. So hopefully over 5 years, we can push for that final, get into the finals, or push that final burst. And yeah, who knows, could happen this year, could happen next year, who knows. But that's what our plan will be moving forwards.
Well, fantastic. We wish you all the best for the coming season.
Cool. Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Last season, James, was a pretty tough one for Old Guildford with only 4 wins in the season. What have you been working on pre-season to get it right this time around?
Well, I think a big focus for us this year has just been to get a good morale among the group. So obviously, we don't have our 2 AAS players this year, so maybe another tough year ahead. But we've got a pretty good turnout to training, good morale amongst the group. So some new faces have come in, so it's looking like everything's heading in the right direction. Obviously, haven't played any games yet, so see how we go. But it's been a good start to the season, and I think all the boys are excited to see what happens this year.
How did you keep that morale up when you consider that obviously you're in isolation at the pre-season for so long?
I think in some aspects it actually helped us because we had a shortened pre-season, so it just meant a bit less commitment from the guys. We just had our own individual programs to do while the break or the COVID break happened, and then we joined up as a group, and I think everyone's pretty fit, and we've had good numbers turning out, so it's been real competitive for that spot to start the season. So it'll be good to go see how we go round 1.
And have you set any goals for the season ahead?
I think for this year it's just to give everyone as much opportunity as possible. We've got a few new guys, a few younger faces, so give them as much chance as we can, and hopefully build moving forward to set a good foundation for the future years.
Well, wish you all the best for the coming season.
Yeah,
thanks for your time.
No worries.
Welcome back to the stadium. The players just coming to the end of their warm-up, and as I mentioned, there were some games in midweek, so we're just going to check out the results from those games. And what they mean is that Wasps and Reds are the 2 teams that are only 2 teams that are unbeaten after 2 games, both on 6 points, but Reds with a whopping plus 15 goal difference. Blake Govers with 6 goals in the opening game scored another hat-trick in their midweek, so he has now 9 goals in 2 games. But if we look at the two teams playing today, well, as I mentioned, Curtin got their first win over newly promoted Whitfords. While Old Guildford, well, they were in the match for a while. They were 1-0 up against Fremantle, but went down by 4-7. Turn our attention to the team lineups today, and Curtin University, well, if you look at the core players, they are the key players around which the team is built. Now, unfortunately for them, there's no Tim Howard, who is their Hockey Australia high performance player, but they do have Corey Weir, and that will be a big boost for them. Other players to look out for: captain Maverick Yao is a key player for them. Luke Checker is another one from penalty corners, and so they could be dangerous. Turning our attention though now to Old Guildford. And, well, again, their core players are going to need to really perform. Tim Bates is their player coach. Jason Lockett, the goalkeeper, is another core player who is also the Just Hockey 2019 Male Goalkeeper of the Year, and you feel he could be in it for a very busy day. Liam Woodward is another player that could have an influence on this match if Guildford are going to get a victory. But it's going to be a long day for both teams, and there's going to be a little bit of nerves out there as they both try to get the victory. Curtin, I forgot to mention, are coached by Paul Armitage. Paul, who's won the Olympians medal twice. He won it in 1994 when he was playing for Westside Wolves, and again in 2001 while at the same club. Umpires for this match are Lee Nugawela and Brodie Foster, and we hope that they have a good game today and we don't even notice them down there, because that makes for a good game. My name's Ashley Morrison, and I'm looking forward to sharing all of the action with you this afternoon. Just like to acknowledge the sponsors who've made the live stream possible. Healthway promoting their Smarter Than Smoking message. Curtin University making tomorrow better. The Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries, and they are pleased to be involved with Hockey WA and hockey at all levels in Australia. The CBH Group proudly investing in rural communities. Just Hockey, the #1 hockey store in Australia. Normandy Foods for gourmet platter essentials handcrafted in Western Australia. And Motive Travel for all your travel needs. Independently owned with 45 years of experience. Well, Curtin in the orange, taking on Old Guildford in the red, white and blue. There's usually plenty of goals between these teams. In their last 5 meetings, there have been more than 4 goals scored. So if you're after goals, this could well be the game for you to watch this week. Just about to get proceedings underway. I think there's just a slight hitch with Jason Lockett's gear. He's given a nod to the umpires. Brodie Foster raises his arm, and Guildford get us underway. Well, who will come out on top in this one? Curtin, as I said, new coach installed this year, Nick Budgeon. He's been doing it for a couple of years, the former Kookaburra from Tasmania. And Tim Bates, who has been involved with Old Guildford for a while. Corey Weir with his locks shorn. Normally he has those flowing blonde locks behind him. Into the circle it goes. Great pass by him. Really good chance. Brilliant save by Lockett though. And carried out of defence by Old Guildford. And a little bit of patience now on the ball. That's good play shown by Lewis Jones. Jones still has the ball and eventually draws the foul. Bates, the player coach, on the ball now. I was going to say he was part, of course, of the high performance program, and the great thing was when he had the chance to move, when he ceased to be involved with that, he still wanted to stay with Old Guildford Mundaring as a sign of loyalty, and obviously really loves the club, and I know the club absolutely adore him and are grateful for that. So it's always good to see players that come across from over east who are adopted by these clubs and then want to stay. Lifted in the air dangerously, so that'll be free out for Curtin University. And Tim Bates, who actually has a twin brother as well, Michael, who plays for Bulimba in Queensland. You can imagine the wrench there, but credit to him. He's made a life here, and he's certainly made himself a popular figure at Old Guildford. So carried out of defence now by Curtin. That was a great touch, and it's one-on-one. Lockett though, good save. It's stuck in front of him. Well, it was a brilliant save initially to deny Tom Baxter, and Lockett, 2 saves already from him. You can see why he was goalkeeper of the year last year. Weir, lovely turn, goes to the air. Weir lays it back, looking for a shot off the chest this time to deny Luke Checker. So Lockett with 3 saves, and we've only been going a minute and a half. Well, fantastic start for Lockett. Not such a good start, though, for Old Guildford, although they haven't conceded as yet, so that is good news. You don't want to concede early. Bates steals the ball back, looking to lead by example. Feeds it forward again, trying to pick out Lewis Jones, but it's a free hit to Curtin. Bates thought it was his. He's going to be caught here because Baxter got the ball, helping it forward, but Weir won't get there. Good defence again by Old Guildford. Comes forward, McDowell, infield to Lewis. Lewis gives it back to McDowell. McDowell's got a bit of space. One hand on the stick. Advances. Closed down by Maverick Yao, and in the end is penalised for shooting with his body, and he gets 2 minutes on the side, Joe McDowell. So the attack breaks down and McDowell finds himself sitting on the side for 2 minutes, and Old Guildford a man down. Can Curtin take advantage? Good pass, picks out Lucas Allen. Lucas Allen, who got the second goal in that victory in midweek against Whitfords. Maverick Yao. Down the line he goes. Strong challenge coming in. Bates gets it. It's good defensive work, though, coming from Simon Norton. Simon Norton again, but over the side it goes this time. Yao, quick pass, goes infield to Lowther. Lawther, rather. I think I called him Lowther last year, but it is Lawther. That's a good pass as well. Played into the circle. Weir. Oh, Corey Weir, what a finish. And that is the perfect start. And that one-man advantage has made a big difference. Curtin finally finding a gap, and Weir with a brilliant finish. Curtin 1, Old Guildford 0. Corey Weir, that was a very, very good finish. It was a lovely bit of play as well, to be fair, from Lucas Allen in the build-up. You feel a little bit for Jason Lockett. Was with YMCC originally and then moved to Old Guildford in 2019. As Simon Norton tries to break forward, Yao gets in his way. Norton keeps going and draws the foul, and it'll be a Old Guildford free hit just outside the 23-metre line. Bates over the ball, plays the ball square, and just losing possession there was James Norton, his captain, and Weir is one-on-one now with Lockett. Weir goes one way, then the other, goes on the reverse stick. Lockett's not committed. Great save. Well, brilliant save, Jason Lockett. Wasn't much on for Corey Weir, though. Did very well to try and drag the keeper one way, then the other, but a brilliant save by Lockett. It's all Curtin at the moment, you have to say. And that was played into the foot of Allen by James Norton. Bates goes to James Norton, closed down immediately and gets the free hit. Throws the ball to the air, and unfortunately for Old Guildford, Joe McDowell back on, misses that. Curtin, Joe Welsh playing it forward and up the side, and Lowther, thumbs up. Bates comes back again to play it out from the back. Goes the aerial route diagonally across the pitch. It's collected well this time by Prunster. Prunster over the 23-metre line, just left the ball behind for a second. Still has it though as he goes into the corner. Closed down. It's Nettleton over in that far corner. It's going to be a long corner to Old Guildford. How they would love to get a goal back now. Good little spell of pressure. Just keep the ball in this area. Bates comes forward. Short pass from him. Norton deflects into the circle. And Whistler's already gone, I think, for a free hit just outside as the shot came in from Lewis Jones. Of course, must go 5 metres. It's into the circle again. Shot on the reverse stick. And that time just wide from Prunster. Jake Prunster, one of the boys from Geraldton. There's quite a few in the Old Guildford team. Geraldton is about sort of, well, probably about 5 hours north of Perth. Played for the Australs Hockey Club there, Jake Prunster. So Maverick Yao plays it down the line. And that's really desperate defence coming across from Jacob Sumner. Comes back into the defensive line, and good work, Joe Welsh. Welsh looking at his options. There wasn't very much, so he just goes square into the defensive line to Rowan Bilney. That's given away. Trying to turn and drawing the foul eventually was Christian Nettleton. And making his way forward again, Joe Welsh. Just checking that the umpire's happy with the placement. Fires it into the circle. Good save again. Comes to Weir. And it's a second goal. Corey Weir gets a second for Curtin. It was a good save initially by Lockett, but Weir was the man who received it. Took a couple of steps towards goal and then just fired that one home. So 5 minutes apart, the 2 goals for Corey Weir. Corey Weir, who normally in the Gold Coast plays for the Labrador Tiger Sticks. He's 24 years of age now. So the decision just been turned around there. What it was the aerial pass was thrown while the player was still too close, and so therefore the attacking Curtin player created danger by going to the air with that player so close. That's a good decision in my opinion. Just losing out. There's a chance now for Bates to create something for Old Guildford. Finds Lewis. Lewis keeps possession. Oh, dear me. Just catching his foot. He'll be disappointed with that because it looked as if he was going to be sailing through on goal. Lewis Jones, rather. I think I called him Lewis, but anyway, Jones it was. Again, off his line is Lockett. Lewis Jones involved again, and another free hit one, and I think Old Guildford would have liked play to have continued there. Lewis Jones, who actually comes from Dowrin, which again is north of Perth. It's on your way to Geraldton. I believe his nickname is one I had when I was much, much younger, not because I was quick though, but Flash. Mine was because of the movie Flash Gordon, because I boasted a similar hairstyle at the time. But Lewis Jones is all about his speed. So we've just got to... Oh, there's an injury, I think, and it looks like Patrick Lawther is the player who's having to limp off. And that is not good news for him. Member of the 2014 indoor squad for Australia. And he's thrown his stick down. He's obviously done something pretty bad and knows that that is his last play in the match, I would think. Well, we wish him a speedy recovery. Curtin have defended well, and over the ball now is Bilney. Bilney throws it to the air. Coming across in the forward line was Corey Lutz. Lutz has done well. That's a good cutout in the end, but it's going to break for Allen, and Allen runs into his own teammate. Just getting in the way was Luke Checker. Norton goes back to Bates. Just under 4 minutes left in the first quarter. It's been lively, it's been exciting. And we've seen some great saves from Lockett, even though he's conceded 2. Norton again, oh dear, that's ricocheted up. It came off the head of Rowan Bilney. And the free hit, though, goes the way of Old Guildford. Bilney just checking his head for there's no blood. Don't blame him, because that caught him pretty hard. And Bilney, tall man as well. Michael Hoare. It's a long corner. It's not the Michael Hoare who plays for England and Great Britain, I should mention. Lewis Jones, into the circle he goes, tried to just play it along the line. He's claiming he was given a little shove, but nothing doing from the umpires. Jumping to bring that one down was Norton again, Simon Norton this time, as Bates over the ball, bit of space, and that's just too far ahead. It's one of those unfortunate ones. Pierce Painter was just moving back just as Bates saw the pass, and then he had to change direction. And it was just too much pace for him to be able to get on the end of the pass. Weir picks out Allen. And that's great defence coming back from Simon Norton. He's been dispossessed though. Good steal coming from, who's that? Wasn't Lawther, no. For a split second I thought it was, but into the circle come Curtin across the face of goal, but it's deflected over the baseline by Liam Woodward. It's a long corner. Weir, short pass, comes back to Weir this time from Nettleton. Weir goes wide, calls for the ball back. Curtin fire it straight in, looking for the deflection. Nobody low down, everybody very tall and standing upright inside the circle, so no deflection. McDowell put under pressure. McDowell dispossessed by Maverick Yao. Yao, nothing really down there. It's a blind alley, but he's somehow managed to get towards the edge of the circle. Good block though coming in from McDowell. Old Guildford trying to play it out of defence now. It got over the 23-metre line and it just ran away from Painter over the side. Joe Welsh strolls forward, goes infield, gets the ball back. And that's gone up off the shin. Well, actually, it looked like it was more the ankle, in fact, of McDowell. Welsh goes deep into his defensive line, back again to Bilney. Bilney goes wide onto the left-hand side. Curtin using the pitch well. Baxter now trying to get closer to the circle. Baxter keeps possession, and it just catches his foot. So Bates carries forward for the 16, wants to get on quickly. It's a chance for McDowell in space. Can they launch one last attack before the break? Yao takes it over the side, and I think he didn't really realise where he was standing there. Maverick Yao. Liam Woodward. Infield he goes to Bates. Time running out now for Old Guildford as the first quarter's coming to an end. Nice turn from Prunster. Prunster. Has he got a foot? Yes, he has. So it'll be a free hit. They're going to need to get on with it quickly if they want to create an opportunity. They do. Into the circle it goes. But the ball did not travel the 5 metres. And so the hooter goes, and that is the first break. Well, it's been a lively one. Jason Lockett was called into action very early in the match. He made some great saves, but in the end, it was Corey Weir who scored 2 goals, beating Lockett twice in the 5th and the 10th minute. So as we go into the first break, it's Curtin University 2, Old Guildford Mundaring 0. Both teams in their huddles at the end of this first quarter. They're getting ready to come out for the second quarter. Old Guildford have won 2, and there's been 1 draw. And in the last 3 meetings, one team has scored 6 goals every time. So Old Guildford, well, they're trailing by 2 at the moment. And Curtin are in the box seat to get those 6 goals and make it 4 games in a row. But we will have to wait and see whether that is going to eventuate. Certainly Jason Lockett in for a busy day. There's not been much called on yet for Jack Haren in goal for Curtin. He's been a spectator at the far end. But Old Guildford have looked dangerous at times. They get the second period underway. Bates puts that straight into the feet of Tim Buick. That's a very clever touch just to take him away, coming from Sebastian Hood, who was originally in the starting lineup and then relegated to the bench. There was a last-minute change. Over the side it goes, this time off Old Guildford. Bates just telling Prunster to move infield. He's got that line covered. Hood again gets possession back. Prunster down the line he goes, and unfortunately Lewis Jones that time didn't get it under control. Certainly 2 very tall defenders at the back for Curtin University. Almost like Greek pillars. Bates goes back into the defensive line. James Norton gives it back to Bates, and there's a little bit of space now to be carried forward by Liam Woodward. Bates over the halfway line, scanning as he comes. Picks out Lewis Jones. Lovely little dummy by Jones. Into the circle it goes, and it was just taken away from Simon Norton, who I think thought he was going to get a run on goal. And Maverick Yao just plays it up the side. It goes out of play on halfway. I think he's been robbed of about 10 metres there. I thought it went over at least 10 metres further forward. Bates goes infield again, finds James Norton. Woodward. James Norton again. James Norton, knows a good ball, and coming off his line is Haren. And he got a touch, but the free hit goes Curtin's way. Jack Haren, who was formerly with Hale. There's a bit of banter on Facebook between him and Lockie Ashton, who asked him how many goals he's going to concede this year playing for Curtin. So Lockie Ashton obviously winding up his former teammate. And Haren will no doubt want the last laugh at the end of the season, and especially maybe when they play against Hale. Another free hit. Goes Old Guildford's Michael Hall, played it towards the circle. Good defence once more coming from Bilney. Yao takes it back into the defensive corner. And eventually it goes out of play. Well, there's plenty of talk coming from Jason Lockett. Not sure if our effects microphone can pick it up, but he's bellowing instructions to his teammates out in front of him. Bilney. That's again a strong tackle from behind from Simon Norton. Corey Weir, what a pass. It was a good lead as well, and unfortunately though, comes to naught for Curtin. Tom Baxter though, just pulled away from his defender into that space, and Weir saw him nice and early. Always good to see players reading the game and pulling into space to make themselves available for a pass. Lucas Allen goes infield. That's a great steal. Just a little bit too far ahead of Painter that time. It was unfortunate because it looked good for Guildford. Maverick Yao now, and he's let that one go over the side. McDowell wants to take it quickly, but too quickly the ball rolls into the field of play before he'd actually taken the free hit. So Bates now comes across. Bates in the end has to self-pass and fed it down the line looking for the runner Jake Prunster. Didn't get on the end of his stick. Woodward cleans up at the back for Old Guildford, and now it's James Norton who carries it forward. James Norton, and almost, well, it was actually a good pass and desperate dive in front from, I think it's Cameron Down, who was trying to keep that in play. In fact, maybe it wasn't Down, it was actually Joe McDowell, I think, just going across there. Bilney from the corner tries to go to the air, and he doesn't even get the ball past Weatherly. He's managed to steal it back. Weatherly gets it back for Old Guildford. Good defence though from Corey Weir, and Weir draws the free hit for Curtin. Corey Weir is one of those players, very deceptive. He's such a cool customer, both on and off the pitch. Nothing seems to faze him. He's almost like the ice-cool Bjorn Borg of hockey. Especially now he's wearing the headband. It takes you back to the 70s. Maybe it's Bjorn Weir rather. Just a touch there from Lockett. Woodward, he's being put under pressure. Helped out by his coach. Bates. Oh, that was clever from Bates, winding back the clock. Good break forward from James Norton. Norton slips. Oh, manages to get the ball back to Bates. This is promising now. Lewis Jones couldn't get the ball past Yao, but Yao over the side it goes. Jones will leave the free hit. James Norton will come forward. Well read. Here is Corey Weir again. Weir holds it up. That's in fact a fantastic pass, and well, you just wonder why Joe Welsh didn't shoot. He's trying to be unselfish and set up Lucas Allen at the back post, but instead it went behind Allen and out of play, and it was a really good chance for Welsh to have a shot. Good pass from Corey Weir. Stolen again by Welsh. Good pass, but just taken away from Buick. Good strong challenge coming in from Jacob Sumner. It's been a better quarter for Old Guildford. They've really competed well for the 50-50 balls, and a missed trap at the back coming from Bilney. Welsh back to Bilney. Welsh now comes wide again, and this time it's Tim Wallace trying to break forward, but Bates steals the ball away from him. Having to just turn away from trouble is Cameron Down. Goes back to Bates. And that's good work. Prunster again pushes it into the path of McDowell. Coming back was Welsh, determined to get to the ball first, and he does. He's in the corner now. He's really got nowhere to go. Manages to turn a 360, but just took it over the side. Trying to turn, and well, it was a lovely turn in fact from Justin Henning. Got inside the circle, it just lost possession. And there were a couple of stick checks in there. And so the free hit goes the way of Corey Lutz. That's going to bounce out of play. Gives me a chance again to thank our sponsors. Curtin University, making tomorrow better. Just Hockey, the #1 hockey store in Australia. Smarter than smoking, the Healthway message. And of course, CBH Group, investing in rural communities. We shouldn't also forget Normandy Foods, makers of preserves, terrines, dips and pâtés, all from Western Australia. of course, if you want to travel, have a chat with Motive Travel. They will do trips within Western Australia because the borders are closed at the moment, and when they're open, they'll take you anywhere in the world. Tim Bates over the ball for Old Guildford. Just over 5 minutes left. Into the circle it goes. Deflected away by Christian Nettleton. Nettleton again. And just over the side it goes, but it was off the Guildford stick, so Nettleton will leave that one behind and let Tim Adams come across and take it. Guildford, you just feel if they could get a goal before half-time, it's game on. Certainly they don't want to concede another one because you just wonder how they will react and whether that will really dampen their spirits a little bit more. Coming into the 5 metres as that was brought down, Jacob Weatherly received the aerial pass, the Curtin defender coming into that space before he had it under control. So into the circle they go. It's a penalty corner, the first one of the match, and it goes the way of Old Guildford. Is this their chance to get a goal back now? Well, certainly Jack Henharan is going to get his first test from the penalty corner as they go into the huddle to discuss the plan of action. Making his way to the baseline to inject is Justin Henning. Top of the circle, we've got waiting Prunster. In fact, we've got several choices there. I think it's Prunster and James Norton. No, it's Bates at there. It's going to go to Prunster. Prunster flicks. Good save. Henharan gets the rebound as well. And then pushes it onto the foot of an Old Guildford player. So well played, Jack Henharan, the 22-year-old, with a very sharp save. Henharan did well because those are the saves you make and you expect your defender to clean them up in front of you. And of course if the defender doesn't, they nearly end up in a goal. Great ball forward, but not brought under control by Tim Wallace, and it's gone harmlessly out of play. That again was a tricky one because the goalkeeper, you feel you're in that area. Should he be allowed to come into the 5-metre area and defend his space? But of course then if he does, he's penalised. It's a tricky one, and it's been one that's been debated by many, many people in many bars around hockey clubs around the world. Certainly David Carter of Canada has thoughts on that one after a game against England. Bates again. And Guildford really pressing. Prunster now gets into the circle. It was good 3D skills to get him in there, but he just lost out in the end. And now it's a chance for Curtin to break forward. Buick, and just falling in the midfield was Lucas Allen. Buick got held up. He's done well to beat Bates. Feeds the ball infield, but Prunster's there to clean up and plays it straight into the body of Maverick Yao. Yao felt he should get the free hit because it was lifted high into his body, but I think it sort of went up just below the knee. Watched carefully and brought down well by Corey Lutz. Little shove in the back there for Tim Wallace, but he kept possession well. Welsh deflected by Yao. And here come Curtin. Luke Checker now beats one. Bates recovers. Checker's going to have to double back. Bates puts in a little touch. Checker to Yao. Yao now heads into the corner. It goes over the side off the stick of Bates. So the captain, Maverick Yao, will he go a short pass to himself? In fact, he goes back into the defensive line. Comes to Welsh now. Bilney is going to let it run, and he totally undid Wallace there by letting it run. So final 2 minutes now of the first half. Still no goals in this quarter. It's been a much more spirited performance by Old Guildford. They've begun to get into their groove. And I'm sure that will give them confidence going into the second half. They dearly love a goal, though, before the break. Bates plays it forward. Can they force another penalty corner? Good work coming from Simon Norton. Simon Norton gets a free hit. Simon Norton, who was spent 2 years in Scotland and returned during the COVID pandemic. And a penalty corner has been won by Guildford. So their second penalty corner. And what a time to score it would be just before the half-time break. Would put them in a really good position to set them up for a comeback in the second half. So Bates is at the second battery. Simon Norton is at the first. And they go to Bates. He leaves it on a plate for Norton, but it just was a little bit behind Norton. Norton trying to find a foot, didn't manage to. Good defence by Joe Welsh. Well, they'll be a little bit annoyed, I think, with the way they executed that variation. It was a great opportunity to pull a goal back, and they squandered it. Credit, though, to coolness under pressure from Joe Welsh. Wallace. And that's stolen superbly by Lewis Jones. Jones manages to almost get past Welsh. Welsh sticks to him like a shadow. Jones turns and appeals for a penalty corner. He's done very well. So a third penalty corner. Will it be third time lucky for Old Guildford? Beautiful play from Lewis Jones. Bates just strolling forward. Just dropping back is Theo Gummery. There are going to be two Guildford players back. I think that's it. They know that time is probably in their favour. So Bates lines up at the second battery again. Simon Norton at the first. The whistle goes. Can Old Guildford get a goal before half-time? Out it comes. Goes to Simon Norton, goes straight into Joe Welsh. I think he might feel that that caught him flush on the kneecap, but the penalty corner re-award has come their way. And Welsh is still looking at his knee as he hobbles back to his place on the goal line. So Painter will be injecting again. Will it be Bates or Norton? And a player's gone too early, and this time it was Joe Welsh. So there's one less defender now. And this is a really golden opportunity for Guildford to pull a goal back. They've got one less defender. The hooter has gone for half-time. So they've got the chance to score. Just needs good execution. Goes to Norton. He flicks low. Good save, Henharan. Up it goes in the air and into his own defender. So another penalty corner. The fifth for Old Guildford. Welsh thought he could go back, but he's been sent back to halfway. So there's still a defender down because it goes this time to Bates. Bates low into the bottom right-hand corner. Henharan can't get there. And so it is a goal for Old Guildford just on half-time. And that gives them a lifeline going into the second half. It is really well finished by Bates. It was finally delivered. And so at half-time, the scoreline reads Curtin University 2, Old Guildford 1. Welcome back to the Perth Hockey Stadium. The second half of this match between Curtin University and Old Guildford just about to get underway. We're about a minute away from the start of the second half, and at the moment it is Curtin University 2, Corey Weir with 2 goals, and Old Guildford 1, with Tim Bates scoring in the very last minute of the first half. So plenty to play for, and Old Guildford hanging in there when you consider they're without 2 of their Hockey Australia high performance players in Tom Craig and Tim Brand. They're doing very well at the moment. They looked like they were on for a hiding at the end of the first quarter as Curtin were rampant, but then they've managed to regroup, and credit to their coaching staff for doing that, and they've looked very competitive in that second period. So we will see how they go now in the second half. Hopefully they can continue where they left off in that second quarter. Curtin, in the meantime, are going to have to find another way back into this match. They've had their moments. Corey Weir rather could have had a hat-trick. He was one-on-one with Jason Lockett. Lockett stayed on his feet, moved with Weir, and then when Weir did shoot, pulled off a fantastic save to deny the Australian international. It's a wonderful evening here in Western Australia as the sun's set and the floodlights are on. There's hardly a breeze at all, and the air is as crisp and clear as you like it. Well, the hooter goes. It will be Curtin University to get the second half underway. Are they going to need another goal to seal victory, or will it be enough? Or will Old Guildford find more goals? Ball goes back to Corey Weir. Maverick Yao. And now Bilney into the middle. Nice turn in the midfield coming there from Corey Lutz. It seems appropriate that Corey Lutz should play in the midfield, seeing as he's an electrician, so he can spark attacks from that position. Given away cheaply. Nettleton. Lutz again. Goes back to Nettleton. Made him scurry a little bit. Now it's back with Welsh. Joe Welsh, originally from the UK. Oh, what a touch. I thought that was going to be... In fact, it's gone out for a long corner. I thought it was off the attacker. We've got 2 balls on the pitch at the moment. One gets dispatched, and Corey Weir just checks that he's in the right position. Goes back to Joe Welsh. And Welsh's pass goes to nobody. 2018, Joe Welsh was runner-up to Dane Angwin in the Player of the Year for Curtin University. He's really sort of called Australia home now, the man from Romsey in Hampshire. Very nice part of England. Weir again. Oh, he just lost possession there. And clever play. Sees Weir concede the foul. And he jogs back with a smile on his face. Good work by Prunster. Bates. James Norton. James Norton being pestered, but illegally. Gets the free hit. Another really loyal club man, James Norton. 10 years he's been with Old Guildford, and it's his 5th year in a row on the committee. And not only that, he's coaching the women's team as well. So a real clubman and captain of Old Guildford today and for the season. Good deflection over the side from Allen. Comes back to Bates. Bates obviously telling his players, let's just be patient. Let's just keep the ball and build up slowly. That's a lovely turn. Taken away though by Welsh, but into the circle he went, but unfortunately for Simon Norton, it went into his body, but it was initially a lovely turn by him. So carried forward. Bilney helps it forward. Good play by Liam Woodward. Read the pass well and got there ahead of his opposite man. He's going to get there first as well for that one, but in the end it just deflected away. Chance for Curtin to build an attack as the ball is now with Baxter, but Baxter's going to get the return pass. Baxter plays it into the circle and off his line. It was a good save again by Lockett. It really did look promising there for a few moments as Scott Roberts was combining, and now it's a chase on. It's the Flash up front, but he's beaten to the ball by Joe Welsh. Lewis Jones is quick, but in that race, Welsh was quicker. Weir, well, he's not going to get on the end of that return pass, that time coming from Lucas Allen. And a free hit goes to Old Guildford. Leaves it for Bates. Bates again, just seeing what's available. Must admit, there's not a great deal of movement ahead of him, and he's just given it, well, he almost gave it away. Somehow the ball got to Woodward, which is, I think, where it was intended. Good work again. Weir will get the ball now. And that was very sporting from Sebastian Hood as he pulled the stick out of Nettleton's hand and he picked it up, gave it to his opposite number. He's on the ball now. Sebastian Hood feels it forward to Jones. Jones let it run through his legs and then eventually off his heel it goes over the side. Bilney goes back to Welsh. And out onto the flank it goes to Maverick Yao. Yao is put under a fair amount of pressure there by Henning. Gets the free hit though. Infield he goes. Now it's Adams, played it forward. Stolen by Guildford. Bates had to get there and he was blindsided there. Good work coming from Lucas Allen. Comes wide now again. This time Corey Weir cuts infield. Driving towards the circle. Lovely little touch by him. Into the circle it goes. Strong defence coming from James Norton, who just carried it out of defence. And the ball goes over the side off the Curtin stick, so Old Guildford, and Bates throws it in the air. It's going to bounce well for Hood. Hood plays it forward. Welsh though came across, cut out the pass, stopped it finding its mark. Nettleton. Good skills from Nettleton. It's appealing for the free hit, and eventually the free hit is awarded to Baxter. Oh, Guildford not happy, certainly Prunster not happy. So Maverick Yao again. Gives it away to his opposite number. Bates. And here comes Jones. Jones taking on Bilney. Bilney lunges. Bates, sorry, Lewis rather. Jones does better. Plays it across the face of goal. Nobody was there. Everyone had run towards the near post. 3 players inside the circle. And no one stayed at the back post. Now it's Prunster just trying to find a way through. He's dispossessed. Weir rather just plays it onto the foot and eases the pressure for Curtin. There's a promising run from Lewis Jones, and his pass was a good one, but unfortunately just didn't look up and there was nobody there when the pass was made. Strong defence this time from Corey Lutz, and he gets the free hit. So we're halfway through the third quarter, which has probably been a little bit scrappy compared to the previous two as the game has become to get very, very even. Say neither team currently on top. Bit of an arm wrestle. There's Yao. Well, it was not a bad pass, but unfortunately nobody was there. Lurking was Tim Buick. And here comes Jones again. Jones taking on Bilney, just checks back. Welsh gets a touch, and Welsh uses those long arms and gets away. And Jones is penalised for impeding him as he was trying to break away. Nettleton comes wide again, this time to Adams. Oh, and a little bit of a nudge there, and in fact the free hit is going to go the way of Luke Checker. Just James Norton with a little bump in the back. Maverick, yeah, carries it from halfway. I thought he just slipped, but the umpire was better positioned. And maybe the telltale arms going in the air from Jacob Weatherly saying, I did just clip his ankles. But yeah, very Jurgen Klinsmann the way he slid along the ground. Oh, Guildford trying to clear the danger from inside the circle. They've managed to play that. Well, it was played, I thought, onto the foot of Theo Gummery. Umpire, I think, was blindsided. And eventually they've got the ball back, and Curtin have got a free hit as well. Driving towards the circle, claiming he was impeded, was Christian Nettleton. Oh, Guildford had got the ball and the chance to play forward. Bates just lost it momentarily. It will be brought under control by Lutz. Lutz, though, just let it hit his foot. Dan leaves it for Bates. Dan takes a breather, and Painter comes on as Bates carries it forward for Old Guildford. Good defence from Maverick Yao, just getting ahead of Lewis Jones, and it will be Old Guildford ball just inside the Curtin half. But possession given straight back to Curtin. Just over 5 minutes left in this third quarter. Guildford looking for an equaliser. Curtin looking for another goal to just give them that breathing space, because at the moment they're having to work very, very hard to maintain their lead. Good chance now to build an attack as the ball comes to Tim Buick. Buick forced across to the corner, takes the self pass and drives towards the circle, dispossessed. And the free hit has gone to Curtin for shielding the ball just outside the circle. Well, credit to Old Guildford. Tim Bates having a bit of a discussion with the umpire now, but they got on with play, and Curtin have squandered that one, just played it straight over the baseline. Luke Checker just not looking up and seeing where his teammates were. James Norton carries it forward again. It's a good pass, manages to pick out Weatherly. Weatherly turns towards goal. Weatherly plays it forward, and it's blocked. And it was played first time by Sebastian Hood, and it was brilliantly blocked again by Joe Welsh. Just a little bit of time to look up is all that's needed as Corey Weir knocks it past Woodward. Weir, reverse stick, looks to play it square. There was good running coming from Luke Checker, but the pace and direction not quite where he wanted it. You just wonder, going into the final quarter, if the scores like this will either team's nerves crack. And that's just dribbled over the side off the stick of Justin Henning. Woodward watched that one down. Henning's got a chance to attack now. Henning looks to go past Bilney. Bilney, though, manages to get it back for Curtin. Now he feeds it to Weir. Weir takes on Woodward, knocked it too far ahead. And Weir just drops his stick in frustration as Guildford look to play out from the back. That was a clever little square pass coming in from the side from Henning. Henning now, well, I'm not sure he'll get there. Welsh is determined to get there, does, keeps the ball in play. Welsh now trying to turn and get the ball away. Henning, well, he got the block but couldn't keep it in play. And now Welsh from the side will probably launch it to the air and just get it out of this danger area for Curtin. Instead he goes flat and square. And Ryan Bilney, well, that's not the best pass he's played all this match. And it's a good attacking run coming from Prunster. Prunster feeds it to Bates. Bates now along the baseline, looks to drill it in, played it into the turf, bobbling into the circle. It's cleared, but James Norton will pick it up, plays it back forward, and that looked like it caught the feet of Luke Checker just outside the circle. Great chance for Old Guildford, leaving the ball behind. James Norton comes forward. Norton short pass, but didn't go the 5 metres. I think it was meant to be trapped on the edge of the circle and just dribbled underneath his teammate's stick. Corey Weir, though, again brings it down. Weir just doubles back, then goes the other way, giving a real merry dance there to Simon Norton. Weir still with the ball. And Weir getting a free hit, plays on immediately. Weir still going, but then it just catches his foot. Well, I'm not sure if Corey Weir's got in his mind that he wants a hat-trick, but certainly he was trying to do everything himself at that time. And that pass, again, it was a good run coming forward from Justin Henning, who's been lively and willing, but just too much pace on the pass. Into the final minute now of this third quarter. Curtin, you would think, would just want to run down the clock. No need to do anything crazy as Maverick Yao goes on the attack, and he was taken out by the challenge from Seb Hood, and Hood gets a yellow card. He's been given 10 minutes. Well, that, it could be crucial for Old Guildford. So Henning with 10 minutes will miss pretty much 9.5 minutes of the final 15 minutes. Old Guildford will be down to 10 players. I suppose it comes down to the intent. I mean, we know that if you go to ground as a player in a tackle now, it is a straight yellow card. Some would say Henning slipped, but scrambling towards goal, and no penalty corner. And the players can come off for the last words of wisdom from their coaches before they head back out for the final 15 minutes. The same score as it was at half-time, which is Curtin University 2, Old Guildford Mundaring 1. Well, the final words of wisdom being given to steal a win, or can they even get a share of the spoils? But it's going to be very, very hard, because they're going to be 9.5 minutes. They are down to 10 players. Justin Henning being given a yellow card and a 10-minute penalty. Certainly Jason Lockett will be tested. He will really have to perform, you feel. But saying that, Jack Henharan is going to have to be on his mettle as well in goal for Curtin, because Old Guildford, I'm sure, are going to go for it. I think they're a man short. They are indeed. Well, hang on, Henning's just gone out. I thought he was the man who got the, maybe it was Hood who got the card. Sorry, my apologies. It was Sebastian Hood who got the yellow card. Case of mistaken identity. So Bates now, the Coach who was just telling them to be patient. Drills it in, looking for a deflection. Brilliant save, Henharan. I think there was a touch that time just coming off the stick there of Simon Norton that deflected it towards Henharan's goal. A very sharp save. You just feel that there may be a few twists in this game yet. 14 minutes to go. Don't go anywhere. This is one of the reasons why the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries get involved in sport, to promote participation, achievement and support a healthy lifestyle for Western Australians. Breaking forward again, Old Guildford into the circle and played over the baseline. Long corner. Good work coming from Jake Prunster. Now there's plenty of advice coming from the stands for the umpires. You always get that when it's a close game. Maybe it's time to give some of them a whistle. I'm sure Hockey WA would love to run a few courses for these umpires in the stands. Norton plays it forward. Trying to turn, goes to the air. Free hit just outside the circle. Lewis Jones. Square pass. It was a very strong one and put a lot of pressure in the end on Michael Hoare. It was good work from Maverick Yao. Hoare, though, may keep that in play. He does, but it's going to go harmlessly over the baseline. But it will still mean, though, that there can be a high press from Old Guildford if they want to keep the pressure up. Of course, with 10 players, though, it's a risky move. Yao, mistrapped by him, and it dribbles over the side. Now there's a little bit more spring in the step of the Old Guildford players. Jones shows and then peels away. Thrown to Prunster, who brought it down from the air, looking to take on Yao. Yao looked as if he got a touch. Prunster's into the circle, deflects off the Curtin stick, another long corner. Woodward takes it quickly. Bates now, bobbles just up off his stick and he has to scamper to get there quickly. Deflected by Hoare. That's been stolen back, but then good work again. And that was great work, in fact, coming from Christian Nettleton, and it's through to Corey Weir, just the keeper to beat. Pulls back, a brilliant, penalty corner's been given. Well, Corey Weir, again, into the circle, was faced with the imposing figure of Jason Lockett, and he couldn't get past him, and it's the first penalty corner of the match for Curtin. And a very casual stroll forward from their players. Maverick Yao makes his way to the baseline. He will do the injecting. Corey Weir is at the second battery. And at the first is Joe Welsh. Comes out, Corey Weir is the man, he flicks it, it's gone in. And I think the final touch will be, the goal will be credited, just trying to see who it is running back, because it was initially a good save again from Lockett. I think it was Maverick Yao, it was indeed Maverick Yao who got the, or was it Tom Baxter? Maybe, actually I think it was Tom Baxter who got the final touch. Baxter was there. So 3-1 now to Curtin. And that is not what Guildford wanted. Tom Baxter, I think I said Maverick Yao injected it. It was actually Tom Baxter who injected that. And he was the one who came in, and when it came back off the goalkeeper, Jason Lockett, he was the man who got the touch and managed to squeeze it over the line. So Bates, Tom Baxter, just a 19-year-old, made his debut the opening round of 2018 for Curtin in the Premier Grade. Hoare playing it forward. Welsh just dinks it forward to Nettleton. Nettleton denied by Hoare, who had his stick low down. And it's a free hit to Old Guildford. Still a chance for them to come back. But they need to get that first goal as soon as possible. Bates self passes. Gets the pass away. Now trying to turn and force his way towards goal was McDowell. And Bates plays on quickly this time, but it's taken away. That was good awareness by Michael Hoare, just letting it run over the side, not touching it, not prepared to give it away. Comes back to Liam Woodward. Woodward to Hoare. Hoare has Corey Weir in front of him. Weir gets a touch, goes over the side. It'll be Bates' ball. It was Allen who got the touch, and eventually the free hit goes the way of Curtin. Need to maybe slow it down, just thrown into the air by Bilney. He's given it away to Simon Norton, who gave it to his brother James. It's going to deflect over the sideline down by the corner flag. Calling for the ball quickly was Simon Norton. And that's deflected out for a long corner. So Old Guildford not giving up the ghost there. Going to keep battling away. That's a good steal from Joe Welsh. Gives it to Corey Weir. Throws it to Welsh. It's going to go through to Lockett. Lockett's missed it. There's a chance for Welsh. Lockett comes back. What a recovery by the keeper across the face of goal. Joe Welsh so nearly curled that one in. But Jason Lockett, well, he had no right to come back and make that save. Outstanding. Well, some people say you want goals in games, but I must admit, sometimes I like the saves. That was superb from Lockett. The Just Hockey Goalkeeper of the Year for 2019. Into the circle. Great save. Well, anything you can do, I can do better, says Jack Henharan. That was an absolutely superb save to deny Simon Norton. And Old Guildford must wonder what they've got to do to score. Here is Norton again. Into the circle. Angled shot this time. Comes off the chest of Henharan. Long corner. Well, two superb saves within a minute of each other. Bates comes across now. Woodward played it in, but it's gone harmlessly out of play. Certainly, you've got to give Guildford credit. They're without their two high-performance players in Tom Craig and Tim Brand, but they're really taking this game to Curtin. Still a man down as Prunster goes on the attack. Yeah, well, that should have been, I think, a penalty corner. Yeah, put his arm across the body of Prunster and tried to prevent him getting towards the circle. Deliberate impeding within the 23 metres. It's a free hit though. Simon Norton over the ball. Needs to go 5 metres. He's surrounded by orange shirts. Lifts it in and a deflection was in front of goal. Across the face of goal, coming in but couldn't get the touch was the captain, James Norton. It was really good work by Weatherly to actually keep the ball in play and then play it across the face of goal. And the captain trying to lead by example, but he just couldn't get the touch. Unlucky for Old Guildford. Oh, and they've intercepted that one. And it will be another free hit taken quickly. Oh, dear me. had to go back when they thought. Now Curtin flood numbers back into the circle. Lewis Jones, good little dink into the D from him, and it's an air swing this time. And now Welsh goes on the attack again, kicked away by Lewis Jones. Where's the last 5 minutes gone? It's been exciting, it's been thrilling, and the goalkeepers have been outstanding. Maverick Yao carries over halfway for Curtin as we enter the final 5 minutes of the match. And now Yao is penalised for shielding the ball. He's looking to get back. Bates, short pass from him, gives it to Prunster. Bates keeps it in play. That was very good. Unfortunately, it didn't run for Painter. Bates tries to use one hand and keep it again. It's gone over the side this time, and it will be a free hit because it was a stick tackle from Christian Nettleton. And well, I think we got the umpires again having there's a discussion going down. I can't actually hear what is being said at the moment. Umpire Lee Nagawela just talking to the technical officer Ian Lugg. But it is in fact still a free hit to Old Guildford. So they should be back to a full quota of players by now. Good work. Across the circle it goes, and again, good save from Henharan at his near post. Solid block by him. Just feel Guildford could get a goal. And if they get one soon, it's going to really make the last few minutes really exciting. Great pass out wide. Into the circle they come. Across the face it goes. Into the body. Penalty corner. It was good work from Jacob Sumner. So Old Guildford, they scored from their last penalty corner right on half-time. Can they get a second goal now and give us a real grandstand finish? Now making his way to the baseline is Painter. Bates waits. And alongside Bates is, I think, Prunster, is it, at the first battery, just trying to see. It's gone outside of the circle. It is Prunster, blocked initially, and then his second effort goes wide and high. I think he actually caught the back of his stick. Curtin really taking their time playing this out of defence, and I think that's what the Guildford fans are a little bit upset about. Nettleton plays it now wide to Maverick Yao. Guildford, there's desperation in there, closing down. Bates looks to close down Corey Weir. Weir keeps calm, goes back to Bilney. Bilney finds Nettleton. Nettleton is put under pressure this time by Simon Norton. Joe Welsh could have had a goal. Yao just deflects it down the line. Desperation from Woodward. And it's going to not work out for him as it's taken away by Corey Lutz. Lutz releases it in front of goal. Back to Lutz. And it is a well-worked goal by Curtin. And that is the icing on the cake. And they've sealed the match. But Lutz, well, he kept running. Brilliant run by him. And a brilliantly crafted goal by Curtin. And that makes it 4-1. And just 2.5 minutes left. You feel that the game is now theirs. Their second win of the season. And it looks as if Old Guildford are going to be still searching for that first win and the first points of a season. What will be frustrating for them is the goals they've conceded. That's a brilliant tackle again at the back. Just timed to perfection by Joe Welsh. He's just undone himself though there, giving it away to Prunster, and Prunster advances into the circle. Prunster looks for the foot and thought he'd got it. Brodie Foster doesn't agree. Corey Weir now looks to cut infield, managed to pick out the foot of Sumner. So a free hit on halfway. Weir just taking his time. Corey Weir, who appears to have been in cahoots with Trent Mitten. He's wearing one of the ankle braces that Trent Mitten is actually the agent for over here, that protects your guard on your ankle if you roll your ankle. He's got one on his right ankle. Dutch invention, I believe. And several players now swearing by them. And it's deflected into the main stand off the stick of Baxter. We're into the final minute. Tim Bates still trying to spark his team to get a consolation goal. The pass forward finds Simon Norton. He won't stop running. Norton stopped by Welsh. Still gets the ball into the circle, deflected away. And that's been really the difference between the two teams. When they got inside the circle, Curtin have just had the numbers to just knock the ball away, deflect it away, and the long reach of Bilney and Welsh have served them well as Prunster looks to go round the back. Prunster wins another penalty corner. Well, there is a man that never gives up, Jake Prunster. And can they get a goal? Jake Prunster, who played in the 2016 FHE Cup. He was part of the WA Regional Academy team that played in that, the FHE Cup, which is played usually at the end of the season. It has teams from overseas. It's an under-18s tournament here in Western Australia, but open to anyone that wants to participate. Can they get a consolation goal? Out it comes. Prunster won the penalty corner. Good save, Hen Haren. Got his leg right across as that was arrowing into the bottom corner. And that will be the last play of the match. And it's been a good day at the office for Curtin University. They started superbly. Corey Weir with 2 goals in the first quarter. Had a chance of a hat-trick, but was denied by Jason Lockett. An outstanding save by Lockett. And then on the stroke of half-time, it was Tim Bates who pulled a goal back for Old Guildford. No goals in the third quarter, and it looked like it could be anybody's game. But in the end, it was Baxter who stretched the lead for Curtin before Corey Lutz put the icing on the cake. And a final scoreline that reads Curtin University 4, Old Guildford 1.